So, how does all this begin? Appropriately enough, by talking about our ancient ancestors' attempts to explain how it all began. As I mentioned in my earlier lesson, I say myth, you say religion. Let's not call the whole thing off. In our required textbook, World Mythology, an anthology of the great myths and legends, Donna Rosenberg classifies all myths as belonging to one of three categories: creation myths, fertility myths, and hero myths. In Rosenberg's analysis, the purpose of both creation myths and fertility myths is to explain the nature of the universe, while the purpose of hero myths is to provide models for virtuous behavior. Let's begin with creation myths. If you want to sound like you're enrolled in a college-level class on mythology, you could say that cosmogonies serve an etiological function. All that means is that humans tell creation myths, cosmogonies, that are explanations for the cause of and or the reason for our existence, etiologies. Of the most common questions asked by all people all around the world, then, the quartet the creation myths tend to attempt to answer are: who are we? Where did we come from? Why were we created? And how can we create order out of chaos? However, not all creation myths are, created equally. Some creation myths are attempts to explain the origin of the entire universe, of all people in all places. But some creation myths are attempts to explain the origin of one particular people in one particular place. In Module 1, we'll read examples of both these types of creation myths. Similarly, not all creators are created equally. Although it's true that almost all creator deities do tend to be anthropomorphic. That's another term you could use if you want to sound like you're enrolled in a college-level class on mythology, anthropomorphic. All it means is that creators in myths tend to think, speak, and act like humans. However, some creators are interested in their creations, the humans, so they do intervene in human affairs. Some creators are uninterested in their creations, the humans, so they do not interfere in human affairs. Again, we will see examples of both these types of creators in Module 1. We will also notice some common themes in cosmogonies. Almost always, order tends to replace chaos. The first parents tend to be the earth and the sky, and the earth tends to be female and the sky tends to be male. Often, a patriarch, a sky father, will usurp the position of power of a matriarch, an earth mother. Often, a younger generation of gods will replace an older generation of gods. Whichever god or goddess serves as the creator will tend to fashion the first humans from a part of the earth, or, by extension, from part of a plant that grows out of it. And often, the deities will destroy at least one of their earlier attempts at humanity with a flood. In our next lesson, we'll talk about how some of these events in heaven might have mirrored events